Are you ready to create a life you crave? Let's spin that doom loop of negativity into an upward success cycle and start living lucky.
Hey, I'm Jason.
And I'm Jana. We changed it up.
We did. I surprised you on that. Shocker. We're living lucky.
I've been saying I need a change.
So I gave you one.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I manifested it. That's what happened.
Right, you did.
All right, here's the deal. Here's the
Here's deal, friend.
Here's the deal, forks.
I love it.
I said I needed a change this morning. So immediately after our morning coffee, I got on the computer and I booked a trip to Costa Rica.
That's
for
awesome.
Not just a weekend, not just a few days.
Not just a get off the airplane, wave to some Costa Ricans and come back.
I'm going to go away for a couple weeks and all by myself.
Unless you decide to extend it.
And I am going to take my book, my computer, and some colored pencils. That's literally all I'm taking. And I am just going to go and write. And when I get tired of writing, then I'll do a little reading. When I get tired of reading, then I'll do a little drawing. When I get tired of drawing, I'll go explore, maybe swim, and meditate, pray, repeat.
It's going to be a fantastic trip. This reminds me of me just talking about it, talking about my Camino, and you saying, stop talking about it and do it.
I know.
And today you felt like you had that urge of, I need a change of scenery, and I need it. Like my soul is calling me to it. And you took action on it immediately. And that's so huge.
But I will have a confession. I do have a confession.
Give it.
I tried to cancel it. As soon as I booked my flight, I actually tried to call and cancel it.
So
and I said, and I was like, I'm sorry, I accidentally
hit the confirm button.
I accidentally booked my flight and I didn't mean to. So, I mean, I just did it less than an hour ago. Can I get my money back? And they were like, I'm sorry, we can only give you credit for the next 90 days. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll just keep it then.
That's funny.
And I was so frustrated because it took me an hour to call customer service and try to get a refund. I was like, what am I doing? And I actually had tears because I haven't traveled all by myself in a really long time. And I realized I've become very, very dependent on you.
So you haven't traveled maybe out of the country for a very long time by yourself. But you have traveled by yourself because you drove across country 3 times.
Yes.
A couple years ago, you've gone to an Oprah conference, what's her name with not Mel Robbins. But
yeah.
You've gone to several different conferences by yourself for a couple of days at a time.
But I've just become very reliable.
I
rely on you
because I'm like, am I going to eat like crap?
To make the reservations and to find the hotel.
The logistics.
And the logistics. Because I found this Airbnb, but it was across a little
6-lane highway,
jungle area.
Got to cross a creek
and so
to get to it.
I had to get a little plane or a ferry to get there. And then
anytime I want something to eat, I got to get on a ferry now.
There was mud in order to I had to go down this little mud road to get there. And then by the time I booked all those things,
nothing more exciting.
The Airbnb guy came back and said, "Oh, you know what? This particular villa is out of order."
Oh no.
And I was like, what do you mean? And he said, well, in the last storm, it was damaged and I can no longer rent it to you. I was like, well, why is it on the
why is it on Airbnb
website?
That sounds like Chevy Chase's cousin Eddie.
And I thought
I
thought it was a sign because literally as I was looking at it, there was a picture of an elephant hovering over this baby elephant and so
all the stars were aligning on this particular villa.
Right. And it was artsy
That's
looking.
the one.
It was artsy looking, and it was in the jungle, close to the ocean, and I was like, "This is
So
perfect
it's
to
Costa
write my
Rica.
book."
You've got the Pacific Ocean on one side, the Atlantic Ocean on the other side.
Yes.
It's got the elephants. It's got all the artsy stuff. It's exactly where you're supposed to be.
I'm like, "This
And then he
is
calls
it."
back and says it's out of order.
After I had
After you
already
booked the flights.
the ferry and the flight, and not only the flight, but the prop plane,
Which leads into your fear and everything about the logistics of things that can go wrong.
of things not being accessible and getting my luggage. And I was just like, oh my gosh, what am I even doing?
What would happen if?
And so then all of a sudden I was like, why am I doing this? Oh, and then the credit card. The credit card was like, someone is making odd
Danger,
charges.
Will Robinson. Danger. I can see the robot right now from Lost in Space. Arms flailing. Danger, danger.
And I thought, this isn't meant to be. I don't know if this is where I'm supposed
It's like
to go.
red flag central.
Right? Because I was so confident that I needed this change. And I was so confident that my intuition was saying, yes, this is the place to go. In fact, as I was booking all of these things,
Could you hear the
there
angels
were
singing? in your ear?
animals. No, but there were animals.
The rabbits were coming up to the window
There was
saying,
a rabbit.
"Bye, Jana."
No, there was a rabbit. There was a butterfly.
A deer.
There were 2 squirrels, and there was a blue heron. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is all.
All of Snow White's animals are coming to say goodbye to her as she leaves the forest.
Yes.
I believe it. They follow you around the neighborhood, so I get it.
And so I thought, oh yeah, this is perfect.
All
This
you
is
needed was a
perfect.
little Staples easy button to hit after you hit that first confirm.
Right?
And it's like, that was easy.
I mean, it was all falling together
until Satan
so
called you back
easy.
and said,
then,
no, not today, Jana.
yes. And then it felt like everything started falling apart. And so then
Somebody put a crack in the egg
then I
from
put
the outside. Killed
Yeah.
your dream.
Then I put the brakes on it. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? And I started doubting, and I literally tried to cancel my trip.
Who's
And I was
cracking
like,
my dream egg from the outside?
oh my gosh, what am I doing? Why am I even doing this? I don't know why I'm doing this. I mean, I have a beautiful house here. Why can't I just right here at home?
And we've
I
got
could save a lot of
literally
money.
A paradise that people would travel millions of miles to come see and be at. And you're going, but Costa Rica is a paradise too. But I get it.
I
you're
just
being
wanted
called
a change.
to-
And also, I feel like here at home, I've been getting distracted.
And there's also a hypnotic rhythm to a life that we're living.
And I feel like if I go away and I have a specific amount of time that I'm away, I feel like there's almost like it's
There's
like,
a finish
it's like going
line.
away to camp. And it's like, you know what? I'm going away to camp to train. And for this amount of time, I'm going to go all in.
Yeah, it's basically a very specific time block where you have a start and a finish.
Yes.
And you say, this is my completion time.
Yes.
So it gives you a space, and it also gives you a freedom of letting go of the space where you have all these other responsibilities. And that's super cool that you recognize, I want this. I want to go and create a new space where I can think differently within my same realm of my authenticity, but I get the space where I can have the freedom of expressionism.
Now, here's the thing, though. I am a little bit nervous, and I will share this with all of you. I'm being an open book right now.
When are we not?
Excuse the analogy. But I'm a little bit nervous. I do not want to be disappointed.
So I would suggest don't allow that to even be an option. So don't manifest being disappointed, and set the intention of, I'm going to allow for amazement, for flow state, and the universe to provide the experiences that I need to experience.
So the fact that I even said that out loud
So it's just changing it and
is
saying,
probably a
So if you're looking for the disappointment, you're definitely going to find the disappointment.
I know, but in my life, Jason, it's not that
That's
I
in your
actively look for disappointment. I just have high expectations. I have very high expectations. I shoot for the moon on almost everything. And I'm going to tell you, it's not often that we land on the moon.
Right. So are we looking for how close did I get to the moon? Or are we looking for why did I miss the moon? Because there's a distinction of looking for the why we missed or how we missed hitting the moon. And then there's a thing of look at how close I got.
So it's
and look at how amazing it is that I got off the ground. Yeah. So it's figuring out that happiness between pushing yourself and reaching for the stars and getting there, and then realizing that, hey, I mean, you're an elite athlete. Your brain is.
I was at one point.
Once you've gone through all that, once you've gotten to a Olympic gold.
Yeah.
I mean, you're classified. Like you're an achiever.
Thank you.
You're
thank
in
you
the top.
so much. I am a high achiever.
You're.
I just want to be very, very transparent, though, that my workouts right now.
So you don't feel authentically in that training mode anymore.
I'm just going to tell y'all a story. Jason and I have been so sore this week. Now, Jason and I had a dance lesson. We've been taking ballroom dance lessons. We danced
like Terminators.
And I have been so sore this week. And I turned to him and I said, do you have any idea of why I could possibly be so sore? I am so sore. I can't even roll over. And he says to me, well, you watched me paint.
That was a jerk thing to say. But it was funny. It was funny.
Yeah. So we also painted a wall. Like we didn't even paint the whole wall. We spot painted. Like we just touched up the paint.
Yeah, 3 little spots.
Yeah.
I was so sore.
And he goes, well, you watched
me exert myself.
Paint the wall. Like, so what he was really saying is I have no reason to be sore. So what I'm saying is my workouts have maybe fallen a little short
of Olympic level workouts.
See, I've disappointed myself. I've fallen short of the moon. There I go again.
You're pointing out the negative. You're pulling negative space between.
So let's reframe it.
You're looking at a ladder, and you're not recognizing the rungs. You're looking at the space between the rungs.
Oh, okay. So what's the question I should be asking myself?
Just how amazing is this trip, and the fact that I've taken it, and what is possible from it. That's all.
And once a Paralympian, always an elite athlete,
yes.
Always an elite athlete.
Once you've gone through that process and the mind shift to be able to get to that level, you have something that the majority of the world will never have. I mean, to be able to get into that arena.
We've taken this conversation into a whole different.
And that's okay. That's what I do. Is I let you, I get behind the wheel, I let you tell me where we're going, and then I decide if we're still going to go there.
We are like fireworks. That's how we communicate. We are like one big Disney firework finale. We have an intention when we start, and then we shoot up, and then all of a sudden
start exploding.
We just start exploding.
Let them have it. Give them everything.
Once one conversation wings off in this direction, then all of a sudden we wing off in this direction, and you never know what color you're going to get. You never know. Right. You never know.
But it's always beautiful, baby.
That is true. Just like Costa Rica is going to be.
It's going to be an amazing experience. I'm excited for you. I'm nervous for me. I hope that I can keep the house up because I know how much you do here, and I appreciate it all so much. And I just hope that I can keep it together while you're gone.
Thank you so much. Sometimes that in itself is a reason to go on a solo vacation is just to hear your husband say how much they appreciate you.
Well, I try to do it, and I recognize now that I haven't done it very much lately, but I'm a nervous wreck. So I know that I'm going to be fine.
You know what's so crazy? I know we're going over time, but we both had, I think, a moment where we had tears in our eyes. And I know that's so crazy. When I told you that I was going on a trip for a couple of weeks, I think we both kind of got tears in our eyes. Like I said to you, I'm really scared about this for some reason. I don't know why, because I used to travel all the time. I've just kind of gotten out of the habit.
Yeah. And I have no doubt you're going to be fine. I worry about me, and I worry about Tater. I worry about, and I do, there's a slice of worrying about you, because I love being with you, and I love being a person that can help. Like I really enjoy helping people.
Right.
But I know that I'm not needed.
Yeah.
But I don't want something to happen and not be available.
Right.
So there's a part of that, but I'm more nervous about me falling, like not having someone going, I see you not having your green smoothie. I see you not doing this, because those are things that are important to me.
He's worried he's going to firework off. Right.
But I'll admit I need an accountability partner, and I've had one all this time. So I want to make sure that I do stay accountable to myself. And oh my gosh. There's that.
What a great conversation. Thank you for this. I appreciate it. All right. Well, just so you know, I'm off to Costa Rica. So I just wanted to let you all know when it's time to change.
It's time to rearrange.
Okay. I will save you all from that one.
Hasta
Have
la
a great
pasta,
day,
meatball.
guys. Bye-bye. If the idea of living lucky appeals to you, visit us at startlivinglucky.com.